Hello. Who is ready to create a digital product in an hour? How are you guys? Hope you're well. Let me know where you're dialing in from. In fact, let me just put the comments up here so I can see them. Okay, yeah, let me know when you're dialing in from. This is going to be a really quick live, but I want to show you how I am creating digital products in less than an hour right now. Guys, the game has changed. The game has massively changed when it comes to digital products, and it's changing so fast. And it's my job to keep you up to date, which is why I'm running some of these lives, because I really want you guys to see how quickly you can create digital products now. And the amazing thing is, because it's so quick to create, it means that you can remove all types of perfectionism. You don't have to create in Canva and change your colors 50 million times or worry about what content to put into your ebook. Or spend weeks building a Notion template anymore. You can literally get products out quickly with AI. And obviously, you need to make sure they're good products. And I'm going to teach you how to do that in this live. But the whole point is those that move the fastest make the most amount of money. So if you can get your digital products out there as fast as possible, start promoting them, get feedback, like then you level them up, right? Then you improve them. That is how you're going to get to your income goals way quicker than someone that's taking weeks or months to create their digital product. So I'm going to show you live in the live how I'm doing it. I'm going to create a product for my community and get it live within this live. I'm going to be saying live a lot, so I apologize for that. We're only here for an hour max, okay? So we have a deadline to hit. So let's do it together. Hi, yes, you're on time. You definitely are. Washington, Indiana. Oh, nice. Minnesota. Okay, amazing. It's good to see so many people dialing in from different places. Obviously, as people come in, they'll see the process, but I'm just going to start because I want to show you as much as possible. So I would love if you've created a digital product before, just put one in the chat. Okay, so if you've created before, even if you didn't finish it, right? If you've started to create a digital product before, if you have a digital product idea, put one in the chat and let me know what it is. If you're just starting from scratch and like you've never created before, but you're interested and you know you want a side hustle, you know you want to make an income online, you're just not sure how to go about it, put two in the chat. Just so I know and make sure that I can include the info for you. Okay, so a lot of people have tried to create digital products. Amazing. So let me know what you've tried to create and in what platform if you've tried to create before. Okay, because I'm going to show you something hopefully that's going to blow your mind here. Okay, and if you haven't created before, that's absolutely fine. We're going to show you the steps. Okay, hi Chilella. Okay, cool. All right, so let's start quickly because there's a couple of people that haven't created digital products before. I want to show you something quickly here that I have. I didn't create slides for this, but I do have something here that I'd love to show you. And at any time, if I'm freezing, you have to let me know. Yeah, I have not had good luck with my bandwidth recently. Okay, so if you've never created before, here's where you're going to start, right? So let's just do a 5-minute overview of what you should be doing if you've never, like what you need to keep in mind if you've never created anything before. I'm actually just going to, give me a minute, I'm actually just going to close a couple of other things so that my computer doesn't get the urge to freeze. Give me a second. Let me just close some things. Yeah, let me just close this. close this. Yeah, okay. Keep letting me know in the chat. AI ebooks on Gumroad. What were you using? What platform? Because I've been using Gamma AI recently to create ebooks. I wasn't going to do it in this live. I actually have another live planned for ebooks. So catch me next week where I'm showing you how to create ebooks specifically, because there's a certain way to create ebooks right now. But let me know what you were using and how you were getting on. Freebie checklist and playbook in ChatGPT. Okay, cool. Great. Hi, Nando. Session files. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it is quite niche. It is quite niche, but you might have an audience. You need to do the research. And also, have you seen the AI music piece where you can create music now with AI? I mean, it's still really a developing area, but it might be something that you want to try. Okay, so now let's just get this shared. Okay, so if you've never created anything before, this is where I want you to start, okay? You would have watched hopefully lots of my videos where I go through the steps, but this is basically what it all boils down to. You need to know when I say audience, this is just the people that you're selling to. So like Nando, right? He's going to have a very specific audience of people that want to buy session files, right? That's not most people. So you need to be really clear on who your audience is, who's going to buy your product. That also will inform your niche. Okay, so the type of people that want to buy your product, roughly what niche do they fall into? And the transformation is just, where do you want to take that person? How are they feeling before they encounter your digital product versus after, right? So if you guys let me know your niches in the chat, I can give more specific examples. But for me, as an example, most people, they don't quite know how to create, they don't quite know how to sell, they're feeling very overwhelmed, so that's where they start. And then after we work together, they have their digital product, they're able to confidently promote it, they know exactly what they need to do to sell their product, and they know how to scale this into a full-time business. So that's my transformation, big transformation, right? So you need to know what yours is. It could be as simple as, before your digital product, new mums don't know how to create a bedtime routine for their newborns. After, they know exactly what routine works for their newborns. Okay, so it can be something that's not small, it's actually quite big, because if you don't have that, you're not having sleep. But think about what the transformation is before and after. Okay, so what's the problem that you're solving? What's the outcome? What are they going to get from your digital product? Okay, if you've got no outcome, you've got no product. Okay, you need to go back and look at your product, make sure there's an outcome, and then who it's for. Okay, so you just only need those 3 questions. That will give you the idea for your product. Now, before you build it, and I'm going to show you how to build it quickly in this live, but before you even get there to that stage, there's 3 things that your product must have. It's my hit framework. Okay, it must be hit worthy. It must be a hit. Don't start building unless it has these things, because you're going to be wasting your time. Number 1, it needs to be very, very specific, hyper specific. Nando's product is very, very specific. Okay, this is super specific, but so does yours need to be. So I always give this example. You're not selling a healthy meal guide. No, you're not. You're not even selling a diet in 30 days guide. No, it's not specific enough. You're selling a guide for women with PCOS, who want to lose weight without cutting out carbs. Like, that is how specific you are going with your guide. Okay, so I hope that's a good example. Replay will be available, be on the page, all good. Okay. And then, so the second thing, it needs to be intriguing. Like, people need to be able to stand up and take notice. It needs to actually stand out, which means it can't be the same generic stuff as everything else out there. Think about how you can make it different. What I'm going to show you in this live which is how to create an app with vibe coding. And when I say coding, you don't need any experience. Okay, it's a vibe. It's exactly what it says. It's vibing. This is going to make your product intriguing naturally, just because of the format of your product. You're not just another PDF guide. You're not just another ebook in the sea of ebooks. Yours can be completely different. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Something that makes your product just that bit intriguing. And then gone the wrong way. And then the last one is transformational. I already talked about that. It needs to take someone from one point to another, something they're struggling with, to having a solution, or even part of the solution, even if you can't give the full solution, but it needs to be part of the solution. Okay, so that is what you should be thinking about if you're just starting out. I'm not going to go through this whole slide deck, but like, here's the 3 types of products that I'm recommending right now. Why? Because I'm seeing that they're selling for myself and they're selling for my students. Number 1 is mini courses. And when I say mini courses, I mean super, super small courses. Okay. Super small courses. I don't want you creating long courses. And really, this is not probably your first product. Okay. This is more for people that have created products already. I should have one more here. Yeah, there we go. A toolkit or a bundle. You guys know I'm all about the bundles. If you must sell a PDF, that is fine. It needs to be part of a bundle. It can't be on its own. Okay. It needs to have other useful supplementary products that make up an overall bundle. Okay. I've given examples of bundles before, but if you guys want a bundle example, let me know in the chat, because I've got about 5 of them. I love a bundle. I'm a bundle girl. Okay. The third one is masterclasses. I actually love this more than mini courses for beginners. A one-off masterclass, 60 minutes, 90 minutes max. You can even do a 30-minute masterclass if you can really deliver something useful in that 30 minutes. Okay. You don't have to show your face. In my new course, I actually show you how to do it completely faceless using AI avatars, either avatars that look like you or AI influencers, okay, characters. So you don't have to show your face. And then the last one, which we are creating today, which is AI apps. This is what I mean when I say digital products have changed, because we're going to create an app in just a few minutes, right? We're going to create an app in just a few minutes, and you're going to see how simple it can be. All right. So let's get into it. Hold on, let me stop sharing this. So what I did before I jumped on here, because obviously I need to make sure it works, I want to show you what I created, and then I'm going to create it again live, or another example if you guys want another example. So I'm going to show you what I did first, okay? So let me open ChatGPT. Now you don't even need to create your own. I hope I'm not freezing. You guys let me know if I'm freezing. But you don't even need to create your own prompts for this, okay? You can have ChatGPT create the prompt, and then you literally just copy and paste that prompt into another platform to create your apps, okay? There are 2 platforms that I'm recommending right now that are working really, really well to create your apps. That's Lovable and Google AI Studio. Hopefully, if we have time, I'm going to show you them both, okay? So the first thing that you do is you need an idea for your app. So I'm just going to find the idea that I had. I had a couple of ideas, to be honest. Where was it? I had a couple of ideas. I'm going to show you the one that I created before this, and then I'm going to do a completely fresh one for you live. Why not? And if you guys want me to create an app for you, you can actually just ask me in the chat. Yeah, you can just ask me in the chat and I will do it for you, if I can capture the idea, if you explain the idea properly. Okay. So let me show you what I did. So here is my ChatGPT thread. Okay. And basically, what I told it at the start is, I'll scroll up. I gave it, let me scroll up to the very start. I gave it basically the idea. So I was like, hey, I'm going to do YouTube Live tonight. I want to create an app with AI. I want it to be something I can put in my school community that is useful for them based on my curriculum. So I already have stuff that I teach about digital products. Chat is already trained on that. It knows. Okay. And then I said, I'm thinking something like a pricing calculator or a format decider. Like I was very casual. This is me just talking like through the mic to ChatGPT. Okay. And then it gave me some ideas, blah, blah, blah. This is just us going back and forth on the ideas. And then I just want to scroll forward. I'm going to give you a live example as well. And then once I was clear on the idea, I then made it create me the prompt. Okay. So this is just me going back and forth on the idea. Okay, so now I gave it the prompt. So I said, okay, based on this is the idea that Chat and I cooked up together, because I can't always take credit for this. Sometimes Chat really helps me out. I said, use this prompt to help me to create an actual builder prompt. So that's the prompt that we're going to use to build our app. So based on the information that you have from this prompt, can you create it to actually build this app? So you can see me here asking ChatGPT to build the app based on what we were discussing, right? And then I'm pasting in the builder prompt. This is a long prompt. This is in my course. This is proprietary. I'm not sharing this, okay? But it's just a prompt that I'm using. Now, with that, Chat then created the copy and paste prompt. So you can see here, it's given it a name, the digital product format finder. And I should tell you, this app helps you choose the right format for your digital product. It gave it a purpose, a problem, an outcome. It gave it everything just based on that one prompt, okay? And so then I gave it some feedback. So it's really important that you give the AI feedback. And I said basically what I want it to do. I want it to have a second recommendation, to include pricing, blah, blah, blah. And then ChatGPT basically updated the prompt. I know this looks like a lot, but it's just one long prompt. Okay. So once that prompt was created, all I did was copy that prompt. And then I need to reshare my screen. Hold on. I need to reshare the window. Anyone that's coming alive with me knows that, like, for some reason, I don't know how to share a window when I share screens. Okay. I then just copy and pasted the prompt into Google AI Studio. So I went into Google AI Studio, I pasted the prompt, and it created the app for me. Okay. Let me just turn this off a sec. It created the app. So you can see in here, you give it the product idea, you give it the goal of your product. So let's just make up any kind of product right now. So let's just say I wanted to create something. I wanted to create a solution for dads that want to be more present fathers. Okay. Big up all the great fathers out there. The transformation goal goes from them being, they go from being disconnected with their young children to being a connected and present dad. My dad was very connected and present. I'm not saying any dads aren't, but it's just a niche that has come to mind. Okay. And so basically, then they answer these questions. This is me just testing the app. So then you would say, what do you love? How do you love to create? Do you love to teach? Do you love to design stuff? Or do you love to automate? Okay. So let's just say I'm someone that just likes to design stuff. I don't want to teach. I don't want to do courses. I just like to design. And then it's going to ask, well, what kind of tools are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with any of these tools? And then let's just say I say I'm comfortable with Notion, Canva, and Google Docs. Then it's going to say, what time, like how much time do you have to create this product? Just the product on its own. So do you have a week or more, 1 to 3 days, or less than a day? Let's just say I only have less than a day to create this digital product. And do you want your audience, so the people that are going to buy your product, how how experienced are they? Okay, so let's just say they're beginners. They're new dads. They're beginner dads for the very first time. And then I click find my product. And we're going to see if this app works, right? Because really it should tell me what's the best format for my product. So let's see. We're testing it together. I didn't test it before this live, guys. Okay, so now it's saying the best fit format is a masterclass, $47 to $97. It's giving a price range. Okay, and then it's telling me why I should pick this product. It's giving me the tools and another second recommendation. So that's okay, but I put in that I love designing, not teaching. So for me, I don't think it should be recommending a masterclass. So here is how you change your app, right? So do you see this part where it says make changes? I'm going to give the AI feedback. I'm going to say, this is cool, but I selected design. I selected design, creation, energy. And it gave me a masterclass, which I think is more teach energy. Can you fix this? So what you need to know is, like, even though AI can create products really, really quickly, it is really up to you to feedback and test it. So if I didn't test that and I put that out and I made that a paid product, let's say I made that like a $17 product, I would not have been happy with the results of that. I would not have wanted my students to put in design and be given a masterclass. Design should be a PDF bundle. Okay. So you're the expert. I'm the expert in this. But when you're creating your own apps, you're the expert. So you need to go through it and make sure that what the AI is suggesting makes sense. Okay. So now it's going to think. It's going to think for a while. So while it does that, let me show you a live example of creating this in Lovable. And I'm going to hope that it doesn't crash my computer. I love Lovable, but sometimes it starts crashing me. So let's see. So I'm going to go into Lovable. This is another site that you could use to create your apps. It is free, but it is on a credit basis. So you can create very basic apps for free in Lovable, okay? And you can see the last app that I created in here, which is actually a paid product. I shouldn't really be showing you this, but this is the cashback calculator. I'll show you it in a minute, actually. So this is that's the last app I created in here. So now let's create this app in Lovable and see how different it is to Google. So we're going back to chat. We're taking the prompt that it gave us. Just going to copy it, paste it into Lovable. And then I'm going to take off all this extra stuff that chat gives. I hate when it's like, oh, perfect, you're great. Like, no, just give me the prompt. And then take off this bit at the bottom. So like, it's literally just a prompt, okay? And then I'm going to let Lovable start creating that. It's literally going to start building the app. So we're going to give it some time. It's probably going to take like 3 or 4 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to come to your questions in a minute. But in the meantime, and hoping I'm not freezing. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to go back to Google and see what it says, right? See what it says to the feedback. So it said, of course, I see what happened. Blah, blah, blah. It tries to explain itself. Not interested. I refined the recommendation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's try it again, a completely different example. So I'm going to say now, What's a good niche? Let's see if any of you guys put your niche in the chat so that I can YouTube automation. Oh, amazing. Love this. I'm targeting dads. Okay, so you can say a product to help dads. Actually, I might just even make it even simpler, like a YouTube automation for dads. I'm just going to keep it really simple. And then the transformation goal is to go from not knowing how to monetize YouTube automation to being an expert. Sounds like a lot, but to having fully functional knowledge in the topic. Okay, so let's just say that. And then, so that's kind of your transformation goal. You want to take people from not knowing about it to being educated. Okay, so then you might say, my preferred creation energy is to automate based on the automation. And then you might say, okay, what tools do you have tech in? Let's say you say Gemini. This is where you would create your apps. And then say you want like 3 days. And let's say you're going intermediate, right? So let's see how it goes. Okay, so now it's better. It's suggesting that you create a mini app. So you could use exactly what I'm showing you here. You know, the job of this tool isn't to give you the idea, by the way. That would be a different tool that we could build. The job of this tool is to give you the format. So you might have been wondering what format. So normally you'd already have an idea, to be honest, but you might be wondering what format to deliver it in. So now it's telling you exactly how to do it. Yeah, it's telling you how to do it. And then it gives you a second option, a smart AI bundle, which makes sense. So that's the AI app in Gemini. If you wanted to make any changes, you would just ask it in the chat. So it might be that you might also want to add like help people come up with their YouTube automation, I don't know, channel name or channel strategy, whatever. Let's go back to Lovable. So Lovable has also created it. It's looking slightly different. So what's your idea about? Let's take the same idea, like for like test. Let's take the same idea. I already prefer the way the Lovable one looks, by the way. What's the transformation? Again, we're taking the same thing just to give it an even Steven test. What's your creation energy? What tools are you comfortable with? Again, I'm selecting all the same stuff as before. And how long do you have? 1 to 3 days. Get my recommendations. Coming up with the same thing. Okay, so the logic's right. It just looks different. It looks a lot nicer. To me, it looks a lot cleaner. So I always prefer the Lovable version. And you can actually copy the idea too. I think if this was my app, I would, if this was like a real app that I'm going to create, I probably will have it as a real app. I would say, give an export option at the end as a PDF too. And also add Lovable to the tools section. So yeah, I'm gonna create this as an app. I'm gonna drop it in my community because I think it's gonna be helpful. All right, what questions have we got? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. AI is smart, but guys, you still have a brain, okay? Please use it. I mean this in the nicest, loving, most constructive way. Please use your brain. Please test these tools. Don't just like let them loose on the world before you test them. Yeah. Digital tutoring sessions for struggling readers. That's really good. See, that would be a great app because they could come in, they could select what type of session they want, and then you could preload like the PDF that you want it to show them. So let's say, they wanted to do what's the different reading styles. I don't know. It's been a while since I went to school for English, but let's say they wanted to study Shakespeare or Hamlet. You could have a PDF specific for that. Let's say that they wanted to study something else. I don't know. You could have a PDF for that. You could tell the app what to show based on what people put in, right? So that would be a really, really good idea as well. Again, think about like you could say to chat here. In fact, we could go back to chat here and say something like, I want to create a mini app. My niche is stay at home mums that want to make 6 figures. Can you give me some ideas? Let's brainstorm. Again, think about the I actually have a custom GPT that does this for you as part of my course. But think about like what I said before about like it needs to be hyper specific, it needs to be intriguing, and it needs to be transformational. In fact, let's just use the custom GPT because I think it'd be better. My GPTs. You guys are going to see how many GPTs I have now. It's like it's getting out of hand a little bit. So many. Here we go. Winning idea. The only thing is going to start asking a lot of questions. But yeah, so you could put that in, and then it's going to give you like some answers. Yeah, just going to start asking you questions. And the reason why it's asking you questions is because it wants to get a really hyper specific or interesting and transformational product idea. You don't just want a generic idea. So it's going to start asking you stuff like which one feels most aligned, maybe digital products, maybe service-based businesses, content and social media monetization, maybe starting like a physical product brand, drop shipping. So you go through that process, you would get a really, really good idea from this GPT, and then it will create the prompt for you to paste into AI, and you can create your own app that way. Yeah. Hey Jay. Who's Jay? Do you mean me? Are you talking to me? How would you go about creating faceless content for digital products? Um, well, I started off faceless. The biggest opportunity right now is faceless avatars. This is the biggest opportunity. Okay. So inside my community, I'm literally teaching it. So if you want to join, coming to the classroom, and then you go into AI school, and I'm literally teaching it AI influencers and characters. So if you want to go faceless, B-roll from Canva isn't going to cut it. I don't want to see another coffee mug. No, we're over it. People are over it. You need to create something that still feels lifelike, still has connection. So you can either create like a faceless avatar, someone that doesn't look like you, and I've got 2 trainings on that, or you can create your own avatar. So let me show you something. Let's see if it's going to play. This is not me. This is not me talking in this video. So I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if I put the audio in, but like that is AI. That's not me. That's not me talking. That is AI. And so you can either create a character that looks like you, i.e., your AI twin. And I've done a YouTube video on this already. Or you can create a character that looks nothing like you, like a completely different character. So in this training, you see me creating a character. Let me just see if I show it. Yeah. So here's my character that I created. If you want like a Pixar type character, or I also created like a lifelike AI influencer who can promote your digital products for you. You know, so that's really where you need to go for faceless content. Absolutely. No, I don't have an automation course, but I have loads of AI stuff inside my community. I created a tool that finds the hottest digital products. That's sick. Love that. Yeah. Why wouldn't you sell it? Why wouldn't you sell it? It's amazing. Scraping question. Did you use NAN for that? That's amazing. I think that's a great idea. Sell it. Tell me how you're going to sell it. Okay. You're going to sell it on Pinterest? Are you going to sell it on YouTube? Are you going to use ads? Are you going to go on social media? Like, are you going to go on LinkedIn? Are you going to go on Threads? There's so many different ways that you can sell your digital product, and you don't have to show your face at all. It depends what type of automations. If you're looking for like N8N style automations, then no. Then no. But I do have like AI training and how to create systems to sell your digital products. No, I'm British. Well, I'm Jamaican, but I'm British. Lovely. Yeah. So in AI, in my school, I cover all things to do with digital products, but I have a very specific additional course that is focused on creating digital products with AI in less than 24 hours. Okay. You can unlock that in my school if you want to join an annual member, or you can just buy the course on its own. It's completely up to you. But what I showed you now is so straightforward to do. And this is the step by step, because I won't have time to show you another run. You're literally, if you have my course, this is all done for you. But otherwise, you're just going into ChatGPT. You are giving it your idea. Okay. You're explaining your idea. And then you are making sure that your idea hits it needs to hit these three things. It needs to be specific, hyper specific. It needs to be intriguing, and it needs to be transformational. If you go into my course, I have an AI that does all that for you. So it takes your idea and it makes sure that it's like it's a hit. Okay. So so you don't create something that's generic and not going to sell. Once you have your idea, you are then using a very specific prompt to turn it into another prompt that you can paste into either Gemini or Lovable. That it's that simple. And then these platforms are creating the apps for you. So we just created this digital product format finder in Lovable. And this is the exact same app, exact same prompt pasted in Google Gemini. And by the way, guys, when you're happy with your app, when you've tested it, you're happy with it, you click this share app button. Oh, I just realized I'm not sharing. No. Yeah. So sorry, I wasn't sharing properly. So you just click this share app button in the top, and then you make sure you save it. And then it's going to give you a link to share your app. That is literally how you sell it. There's the link. Okay. So when you're selling your digital products, you have it in your platform. If you're selling through Hostinger, Beacons, PayHip, doesn't matter at this point. All you do is once someone purchases, you give them the link to access your app, and that's how you sell it. Amazing, my love. Love to see you in there. Hey. Yeah, you might as well. It's a monthly membership, come in for a month, enjoy it. And, if it's great for you, stick around. If not, no hard feelings. I think Gumroad is good through organic marketing. Yeah, I mean, Gumroad is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's better than Etsy. So that's good. But it's still a marketplace. And so I personally recommend, having done everything, and I never tell you stuff that I haven't tried myself. Like, having done all of these things before, it's always better to invest in your own platform, because if you're driving your traffic to a marketplace, eventually if that marketplace changes its pricing, if you're you can't capture your customer data properly, it's just not a great experience versus having your own site where you can have things like your own blog, so you can promote through Pinterest. You can literally customize it to look how you want it to look. You have all of your customer data so that you can email market them. So I just really don't recommend it. Like if you're starting out and you want a cheap option, something that's not going to take you too long to set up, go for either Beacons. I talk about Beacons a lot. I've got lots of videos on it. But also I'm chatting to PayHip at the moment and they look great as well. So go for either of those two if you're starting out and you don't want to invest much in it, or you don't have much to invest in it, right? Because a lot of people don't have much when they're starting this business. But if you're someone that maybe has a little bit more to invest and wants to grow quicker, then you can go for more of like a all-in platform, like a Hostinger. I also use Go High Level. So like there are options. I just don't think that Gumroad now is the best platform to start with. Hey. Hey, Anil. Hey, Anil. Yeah, I mean, I know the corrections can be a bit annoying. And like you saw me there, if you've been on the live for a little while, you saw me test it. I didn't like the way it was doing it the first time, right? So you need to test it and you need to do the corrections. It's just part of it. And you can also, if it's annoying, you can also have someone else test it. Send it to somebody else and be like, go through this. How does it look? Is there anything that needs changing? Okay. So like, I get you. There kind of isn't a solution for that, except for having a stronger prompt at the start. So like you saw the prompt that I used, like, just going back to the prompt, it wasn't a short prompt at all. It was a pretty long prompt. And I've literally, I'm gonna go back. I've literally developed that prompt from doing this over and over again. Okay. And so I've really developed a prompt here. So you can see I actually gave it this prompt. So I said, based on this, I usually use this prompt. And then I gave it the prompt that I needed to get the best result. Okay. So have a good prompt to start off with. I've actually just created an AI now so that you don't even have to paste the prompt anymore. I'm just about to add it to my course now. So you just put your idea in and it would actually create the full prompt that you need. So if you have a stronger prompt to start with, then you don't have to change as much, but you might still have to change something, right? Because it's AI and you can't predict what it's going to do. I'm even surprised that it all worked properly. When you're like, is AI going to be my friend today? Sometimes it's not, but most of the time it is. Oh, hello. Good to see you on a live. I am doing more lives. I think I have one planned for tomorrow. I might have to move that. But I am doing more lives, hopefully about 2 a week if I can. Fingers crossed. I haven't used Fourth Wall. I've used Lovable. I've used Google AI Studio. I've used Base 44. I've used N8N, which is fine, but it's a big learning curve and I wouldn't even feel comfortable teaching it because it's so technical. I've used lots of different ones. Right now, my favorites are Lovable and Google AI Studio. And by the way, Google AI Studio, which is the first one I showed you, this is free. I think there's maybe a credit situation. So if you use it all the time, you might run out of credits, but this is free, guys. Lovable is also free, but I've just upgraded because you get more on the pro plan. Oh, yes. I'm glad. So I'm just about to add another custom GPT to that course just to make building apps even faster. And the thing is, guys, any coach, anybody that you buy from now that is doing digital products and doing AI, you really need to make sure they're committed to this because this does change. Okay, I built the course a month ago, and I've just today about to update it. This space does change. It doesn't stand still. So you need to make sure that you're learning from people that are going to keep you up to date. Okay. And like the world is changing. So you can't be like, I don't want to do this. It's changing. The world is changing. I heard a stat that said, compared to like the last 50 years, right now we're experiencing almost a year of technological change in 11 days. So compared to how often the world was changing 50 years ago, we're experiencing the same change that they would experience in a whole year in 11 days. Please let that sink in. If you let it scare you, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be stuck in a 9 to 5, which is probably going to get replaced by AI soon anyway. You guys in your 9 to 5s, you're not safe. I was in a 9 to 5 for 15 years. You're not safe. Okay. AI is coming. So you need to embrace it now and actually monetize it. Like, don't let things happen to you. Okay. Be proactive. Sorry, soapbox moment, but it's so true. It's so true. We need to be at the forefront now so that we can make money from it before it makes money from us. Okay. I switched my domain from Shopify to Pay. Okay. I still love my Shopify store. Me and my Shopify store like this. I still have it. I have about 3 sites because there's something about it. I can't let it go. Thank you. I'm glad. Ready to start from scratch. Yeah, I kind of explained a lot on this live. The replay will be available. But if you've got any questions right now, let me know. I say, ma'am, you said you made your own AI. Yeah. So can you tell how a general person make it like Gemini only does UI and not back end? Well, maybe I didn't make my own back end. So when I say I made my own AI, I'm talking about vibe coding. So I make my own apps, I make my own custom GPTs, and I also make my own. They're a bit like custom GPTs, but they're not in Chat GPT. It's in a platform called Pickaxe. So I'm only making my own front end. I'm not a developer. I don't have coding experience. So I'm not making my own back end, but you don't need to make your own back end anymore. I would love to know what it is you actually want to create, and then I can tell you the platforms. Lovable has credits for the free plan I mentioned earlier. You can make basic apps in Lovable on the free plan. You can. I made about 5 apps in Lovable before I upgraded. I only upgraded the other day. So you can, especially if you stretch it over a few days. Cool. Well, I hope that was helpful. So just to recap the exact steps, if you want to make a product very, very quickly. You need an idea that is hyper specific, that is interesting, and that is transformational. That's step one. And you need to make sure you follow the steps there so you get an idea that's actually worth creating. If you create something general, okay, if I see you create a self care journal and then say, Rochelle told you to create it, I'm going to be like, no, 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 because it is not specific enough. Think about your specific audience, okay? You can rewatch the live. I go through it in detail. The next step is then to take that idea using AI. You can either use general ChatGPT or you can use the custom AI that I have in my course to turn that into a prompt to build an app. And so if you're just using general AI, that's fine. You can say something to ChatGPT, something like this. This is my idea. This is who it's helping. So you need to know who your audience is. This is the transformation. You need to know what you're taking them, the point A to point B. Please, can you help me create a mini app? Write the prompt for me so that I don't have to write it myself. You can say something like that to chat, and chat will help you. It will take a bit of back and forth. You need to make sure you're scanning what it's actually giving you to make sure you're happy with it. But once you're happy with the prompt, you're then copying and pasting it into either Google AI Studio / Google Gemini, or you're pasting it into Lovable. There are other platforms. If you want to try those, do what you will. I'm recommending the ones that work for me. Now, once you've created the first version of your app, you need to test it. You saw me do this in the live, so you can catch it on the replay. Test it and make sure that it's working the way you want it to work. And if you want an extra layer, send it to somebody else, a friend, a partner, whatever. Let them test it with fresh eyes. If there's anything that you want to change, you literally just put it in the chat. put it, I'm not going to share my screen again, but like put it in the Lovable chat or put it in the Google AI chat. You don't need to change any code. You just need to explain to AI what you want it to change. More often than not, 90% of the time, it knows exactly what you mean and it will change it. Okay. And then that's it. You copy the link, you share it, you have a product. Okay. So got 9 minutes left. Any questions? By the way, how much have you made from digital products and what do you use the most? Made a lot of money from digital products. I have a lot of different platforms. On average, I'm making between 13 to 18K a month from digital products, not including the other businesses that I have or my community. Which platform do I use the most? Do you mean to sell? Do you mean to sell my products? I use, or do you mean to promote? To promote my products, I'm obviously using YouTube, which is a big part of my strategy. But most of my, well, I'd say more of my traffic at the moment is coming from Pinterest. Just reached 122K views on Pinterest, guys. I feel very proud of myself. So that's what I'm using the most. Link is in my bio description. They get reach from teaching, telling other people to buy digital marketing courses. Do they? Is digital marketing course not their own digital product? Are people not selling AI platforms at the moment for crazy amounts of money? That's your prerogative, Mark. I would encourage you to do more research. So have my funnel all set up. Is it safe to say that I should be creating a new email sequence regularly? Yeah, so with emails, you should have an initial sequence, okay? So you should have an initial sequence. I teach a 6-part email sequence. So when someone downloads your freebie or however they're getting on your email list, if they haven't already purchased, you're sending them 6 emails that do different things, okay? They overcome objections, they introduce your offer, they build trust. All of that is in my community. After that, some people will convert, some people won't, especially if they haven't seen you before or they haven't seen any other content. This is where my YouTube content works really well because a lot of people, they might find my initial freebies on Pinterest and then I am pushing them to my YouTube videos. They're watching my YouTube videos, they're building trust, then they're purchasing, okay? So make sure that you're also, if you don't have any other content, just be aware that people might not convert within those 6 emails. So then you need to send them regular nurture emails. Regular emails, sharing value. If you're on my email list, you can see the type of emails I send. They're not always value. Sometimes they're like stories, or sometimes they're like inspiration, or they're like client wins or things I'm learning in my business. So you're sending them emails that is building rapport. Usually, I say about 3 times a week is a good place to start. I go up and down. Sometimes I'm spending 3 times a week. Sometimes I'm sending every single day. If you see me sending an email every single day, you know I'm having a very organized week. I see the most success the more I email. Some people do get annoyed and they unsubscribe. That's fine because they're not going to buy my product anyway. That is fine, okay? Don't worry about unsubscribes. Just know the more emails you send, the more sales you will have. The more Pinterest posts you pin, the more sales you have. The more YouTube videos you put out, the more sales you will have. It's just more traffic. That's all it is. Okay. What formats have you sold the most of? Bundles, 100% bundles is my biggest seller. But I'm new to courses. Like this is my first proper course. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. Nando, come and take the live. Come and host the next live. That's it in a nutshell. I didn't even need to sit here for an hour. The more leads you get, the more you market to them, the more sales you get. Love it. You have summed it up beautifully. And it's probably a great time to close out the live. And I think my internet is starting to cut. So thank you guys for joining me. If you want to replay the live, you can see exactly how I was creating mini apps. If you want to know where to sell your digital product, please go onto my YouTube channel. Let me see if I have it here actually, so I can show you. Let me show you, because obviously I know what I include in every single video, so I want you guys to be able to find it. Yeah, it would help if I could find my own videos. Yeah. Yeah, okay. If you want to know where to sell, I did a video on it like 3 videos ago where I break down all of the platforms, because I know that's a big topic. I don't have your business, darling. And I only do reviews inside my community. So I'm really sorry, I don't have your business. If you want to actually post it on my community wall, maybe I'll catch it in the next live. Would you bundle this app? Oh, good question. Yeah, you can bundle the app. So you can sell it on its own if you feel like if it's solving a really strong problem on its own, you can sell it on its own. Otherwise, you can sell it in a bundle. So you could add like some PDF worksheets. You could maybe add some templates. Depending on what your product is, you could bundle it together. And that's definitely how you can increase the price that you charge for your digital product. So an app like you just saw me create is super basic. I wouldn't charge probably more than $17 for it. But if I put it in a bundle where I also maybe had another app that helped you with your idea, and I maybe had some templates and a workbook, then I would probably sell it for like $49 or $79, even if it's a really good bundle. Okay. So it's a great idea. Absolutely do that. The next live, I don't know. I don't know. I have one scheduled for tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to have the energy. So just check my community tab page. Not the paid community. I'm not pitching the paid community here. But if you go onto my YouTube channel and then you go on to posts, I do usually, oh shoot, I forgot to post about this one. Sorry. But I am committing to posting them here. Hopefully the day before. I will have some next week, so I'll post them here. I need to get better at posting on this. I'm not using this really at all. So this is where I'm going to post them. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you so much for spending an hour with me, and I will see you in the next live. Bye.